Capture the Flag is now in Modern Warfare 3. Let's talk about how we can maintain a leg up on the competition. If this is your first time here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get right into what you came to see. So first things first, if you've been here on the channel before, I know you knew this was coming. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Squad up. This is a game mode that can turn into an absolute shit show if the communication is bad or if there are any kind of communication barriers. So grab you a few buddies and squad up. And after you squad up, you're gonna wanna assign roles to your team. This is really the only game mode in Modern Warfare 3 that I recommend assigning certain roles to your team. So I recommend having 2 defensive anchors, 2 support players, and 2 straight objective players. Obviously, there will be situations where gaps need to be filled in, so you don't have to take this super literal, but if you ask me, the support players should be able to cover both defense and offense if a player from those roles go down, because there is a spawn delay in Capture the Flag, so it is important to absolutely get those spots filled. Assigning roles to your teammates in Capture the Flag is important because it helps create a more organized and coordinated system. By assigning specific roles, each player can focus on their strengths and contribute to the team's overall strategy. Here are a few different reasons why it is important. Different players have different strengths, weaknesses, and overall play styles. Assigning roles allows players to focus on what they do best, whether it's flag running, defense, or support. When each player has a specific role, it avoids confusion and ensures that everyone knows what they need to do for the best outcome. This leads to more efficient gameplay and better teamwork. Also, assigning team roles helps ensure that all areas of the map are covered. You can have players dedicated to flag defense, flag running, or once again, supporting fire, which maximizes your team's coverage and minimizes vulnerabilities. Also, it allows you to develop specific strategies tailored to your team's strengths. For example, you can have a designated flag runner who focuses on capturing the enemy flag, and others provide cover and act as bait in some situations. Also, I think it allows for so much more flexibility. If a player is struggling in their assigned role, you can switch things up, reassign roles for a better outcome. Next, you're going to want to use your loadouts wisely. Your loadout in Capture the Flag absolutely matters, especially if you are taking the assigned roles route. I'm not saying these are must-use loadouts, you can take it or leave it, but I do have some ideas for you. Give or take, I recommend the attackers run a submachine gun, maybe an AR with some lighter attachments though, just so you are mobile. If you want the most speed possible, I recommend running the karambit as a secondary weapon with the lightweight boots. Obviously, this will allow you to run around swiftly while you have the flag and we are trying to make your way into the enemy spawn to retrieve their flag. Use a karambit with quick grip gloves though. If you get caught running with your knife out without quick grip gloves, you might just be a free kill. A lot of the times you can go ahead and swap to your primary weapon and get the kill. For players that are in that support role, it's all kind of personal preference if I say so myself, but the defensive players use a heavy built AR, even an LMG if you're feeling it, paired with things such as the marksman gloves to help reduce your flinch when aiming, along with trophy systems and smoke grenades. Trophy systems and smoke grenades also help your offense way more than you may think. You can smoke out areas, making it harder for the enemies to gain intel. And if you're feeling really petty, use mines and claymores and set them up around your flag. Next, be patient. Believe it or not, especially the OBJ players. The OBJ players should be the most patient. I know it may seem counterintuitive, but seriously, if you're playing the objective and Capture the Flag, you'll be taking a lot of damage and probably a lot of deaths. Most people in Capture the Flag look at this as a full send situation. Again, I know it seems a bit odd, but slow down. Being patient as an objective player in Capture the Flag is important for a few reasons. Timing is crucial. Rushing into the enemy base without a plan can often lead to you getting smoked. Patience allows you to assess the situation, wait for the right moment, listen to your teammates, especially those support players who should be the vocal leaders, and make calculated moves to capture the flag successfully. It also helps you avoid taking unnecessary risk. Patience helps you avoid these bonehead plays that could jeopardize the objective. It's important to wait for the right opportunity to go ahead and make your move, rather than impulsively rushing and potentially getting caught off guard. Again, the spawn delay is huge, so keep that in mind and play your life. Also, strategic positioning. You can find the best position before you make your move by observing enemy movements, listening to audio cues, and waiting for the best moment, even to just move up a few feet toward the enemy spawn. Next, team coordination. You and your teammates will be able to coordinate strategies so much more effective if you are patient. Rushing ahead without considering your team's strategy can lead to confusion, disorganization, and just an overall shit show. By slowing down a bit, you can ensure that you're working together towards the common goal. And remember, patient does not mean inaction. It means waiting for the right moment to execute your plan. Stay locked in, communicate with your team, and be patient, and wait for the best opportunity to be able to capture the flag and score some points. Next, set up a defensive perimeter. The OBJ players can get in on this too, especially if you are up 2 to 3 points. But ultimately, the defensive and the support players should have some serious clamps. Setting up a defensive perimeter is important because it helps protect your own flag and prevent the enemies from getting into your spawn. Obviously, you don't want the enemies to grab your flag. So by setting up a defensive perimeter around the flag, you create a barrier that makes it significantly more difficult for the enemy team to reach your flag and capture it. This helps ensure that your teammates maintain control of not only the flag, but a good chunk of the map as well, maybe even the entire map. Leading me into my next point, it also calls for map control. A defensive perimeter allows your team to take control of key areas of the map, making it easier to spot and get kills on enemy players. So this one is contingent upon being patient, time management. By establishing a defensive perimeter, you force the enemy team to spend a lot more time trying to breach your defenses. This buys you valuable time to regroup, respawn, and make counterattacks. This is especially helpful when, once again, you are up a couple of points. The enemy team will start to get frustrated, start to panic, and probably even rage quit. A well-organized defensive perimeter can provide your team with a strategic advantage. At that point, the enemy team is now playing your game. You will be in their head, you will have control over the map, and everything will just be going your way. You will dictate the pace and force the enemy team to make riskier moves to try capturing your flag. Remember, while setting up a defensive perimeter is important, it's also crucial to maintain flexibility and adapt to changing situations like we spoke about at the top of the video. Map awareness, teamwork, and game sense are also big keys to success in Capture the Flag to secure the W. If you have any honorable mentions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. I'll drop 2 more for you right here if you dug the content. Thank you all for your time. All y'all take care, and I'm out.